those moments, right? That phone call arriving just as you were about to dial them. The perfect song playing on the radio, its lyrics mirroring the exact thought you just had. Or perhaps a sudden, vivid dream that, days later, feels like a premonition of an unexpected encounter. For most of our lives, we're taught to dismiss these experiences as mere coincidence, as random flukes in the chaotic dance of daily life. We shrug them off, perhaps offer a brief, amused remark about the universe being quirky, and then we move on, barely giving it another thought. But what if I told you that the very act of dismissing these moments is the invisible mistake that's subtly, consistently blocking you from a far richer, far more intentional life? Because coincidence, my friend, is a lie you've been taught to believe. Those moments that felt too perfect to be random, the call just as you were thinking about someone, a song that plays right when you need to hear it. They are not accidents, they are signals, they are messages. They are reflections of a greater intelligence, a deeper wisdom, trying to speak directly to you, trying to guide you. Think about that for a second. What if the universe isn't just a collection of random events, but a living, breathing entity constantly communicating? What if the very fabric of reality is designed to interact with your consciousness in ways we've been conditioned to ignore? The tension here is palpable, isn't it? The nagging feeling that there's more to these moments than meets the eye, a feeling we've suppressed for far too long. If you're tired of living on autopilot, missing these profound whispers from reality, and ready to truly understand the deeper mechanics of how your inner world shapes your outer experience, then you've found your home here. This channel is dedicated to exploring precisely these kinds of intersections where cutting-edge science meets ancient wisdom, always grounded in practical application, never veering into the vague. Consider hitting that subscribe button if you're ready to unlock a perspective that shifts everything. We're about to dive into something truly profound. So, what exactly are we talking about when we move beyond coincidence? We're talking about synchronicity. This isn't just a fancy word for chance. Synchronicity is a concept that truly bridges the gap between what we perceive as the external, objective world and our internal, subjective experience. Think of it as a symbolic, spiritual language through which reality itself speaks directly to your consciousness. It's a profound interconnectedness where outwardly unexplainable events occur alongside your inner psychological state, with no apparent causal link, yet they feel deeply meaningful. Imagine for a moment a child's natural intuition. From the youngest age, we inherently sense patterns, feel a profound connection to the world around us, and often attribute meaning to things that adults easily dismiss. That early, pure awareness, that ability to see the world as a living, responsive entities, gradually, almost imperceptibly, dulled. It's dulled by a culture that relentlessly prioritizes cold logic, strict control, and anything that can be precisely measured and verified over the subtle whispers of intuition, feeling, and deep, resonant meaning. We're taught to trust only what we can see, touch, and quantify, effectively training ourselves to filter out the very signals that could guide us most profoundly. This new perspective, this understanding of synchronicity, isn't just an interesting theory. It is, in fact, the actual key to unlocking the results you're truly after in life. Whether those results are about clarity, direction, or a deeper sense of purpose. It offers a way to move beyond merely reacting to life and into actively co-creating it, not by force, but by alignment. It's about recognizing that the universe isn't a silent, indifferent backdrop, but an active participant in your journey, constantly offering guidance if you only learn to listen to its unique language. This simple, yet profoundly counterintuitive idea changes everything about how you navigate your path forward. To really grasp this, let's break down the internal mechanics of synchronicity. The pioneering psychoanalyst Carl Jung first coined the term synchronicity, describing it not as mere chance, but as a meaningful coincidence of two or more events, where something other than a causal link binds them together. He suggested these events are outer manifestations of inner archetypes, a way the unconscious mind aligns with the external world to create events that feel highly unlikely, yet profoundly meaningful. Imagine your mind as a vast, deep ocean. On the surface, there's your conscious awareness, the waves, the boats, the visible activity. But beneath, there are powerful currents, hidden depths, and ancient creatures. This is your unconscious. Now, imagine the external world as another ocean, vast and equally profound. What Jung suggested is that there are unseen currents that run between your inner ocean and the outer ocean of reality. These currents aren't physical. They're made of meaning, of symbolic resonance. So, when a specific thought, feeling, or need arises from the depths of your unconscious, it can stir a corresponding current in the external world, manifesting as a seemingly coincidental event. Now, let's layer in quantum physics, because it offers a truly fascinating lens through which to view this. Concepts like entanglement and non-locality suggest that particles, once connected, can remain linked in a way that defies classical notions of space and time. A change in one can instantly affect the other, no matter the distance. While we're not saying quantum particles are directly causing your synchronous events, the principle of interconnectedness at a fundamental level is highly suggestive. It tells us that everything, at its deepest level, might be invisibly connected, woven into a single vast fabric of existence. Think of it like an enormous, intricate tapestry. From our limited human perspective, we only see a small section of threads, perhaps a few colors. We try to understand how one thread causes another thread to appear next to it. But from a higher vantage point, the entire tapestry is one unified design, and every thread is already intricately linked to every other thread, part of a larger pattern and purpose. Synchronicity, then, is like glimpsing that larger pattern. It's the universe showing you the hidden connections, the underlying unity, affirming that your inner journey is not separate from the unfolding of reality. It's a profound, undeniable whisper from the deeper intelligence that orchestrates everything, inviting you to pay attention, to engage actively, and to recognize that you are an integral part of this grand, interconnected dance. These signs often appear precisely when you need them most, in times of crisis, during significant transitions, or amidst a spiritual awakening. They aren't commands, they are invitations. They are gentle nudges, asking you to look closer, to reflect, and to choose your path with greater awareness. Symbols, patterns, and that unmistakable sense of resonance aren't just background noise. They are the universe's subtle guideposts pointing you toward alignment. Here's where it gets really interesting, and perhaps a little frustrating. Many of the right actions people are taking to try and gain control or create change in their lives may actually be keeping them stuck, subtly reinforcing the very problem of disconnection we're discussing. Think about it. When we feel lost, confused, or seeking direction, what's our immediate instinct? For many of us, it's to double down on external analysis. We research, we gather more data, we seek expert opinions, we try to logically figure out the perfect next step. We create elaborate plans, meticulously outline every possible scenario, and then attempt to force a specific outcome. While planning and logic certainly have their place, an over-reliance on them can actually deafen us to the more subtle, intuitive guidance that synchronicity offers. It's like trying to navigate a dense fog using only a compass, when the universe is trying to offer you a radar. By constantly demanding a purely linear, causal explanation for everything, we inadvertently teach ourselves to ignore anything that doesn't fit that narrow framework. We become blind to the symbolic language, the emotional resonance, and the uncanny timing that are the hallmarks of synchronicity. We're so focused on making things happen that we miss the profound insights and opportunities that are already happening around us, waiting to be recognized. This hyper-focus on external control also often leads to over-efforting. We push harder, work longer, and burn ourselves out in the pursuit of a goal, believing that sheer willpower alone will bend reality to our desires. But when you're out of alignment with these deeper currents of meaning, all that effort can feel like pushing against a brick wall. It produces the opposite result of what's intended. Instead of flow and ease, you experience resistance, frustration, and a deepening sense of being disconnected from your own path. You might even achieve a goal, but it feels hollow, earned through brute force rather than joyful creation. This is the subtle trap. The very actions designed to bring clarity and control often end up creating more noise, more static, making it even harder to hear the universe's whispers. We end up living in a constant state of seeking, always looking for external validation or a tangible solution, rather than cultivating the inner attunement that allows those solutions to emerge naturally and meaningfully. If you felt this frustration, this sense of pushing against an invisible force, I want you to understand something crucial. The issue isn't a lack of effort on your part. It's not that you're not smart enough, or disciplined enough, or trying hard enough. Absolutely not. The real issue is a misaligned approach. You've been operating under a set of assumptions about how reality works, assumptions that, while widely accepted, don't fully account for the profound interplay between your inner world and the external one. Think of it like this. You've been given a highly sophisticated instrument, but the instructions you received only covered a fraction of its capabilities. You've been trying to play a symphony using only 2 fingers when the full orchestra of your potential is waiting to be expressed. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about understanding a fundamental truth that has been largely overlooked in our modern, hyper-rational world. Your frustration, that feeling of being stuck, is a valid response to an incomplete picture. It's a natural signal that something isn't quite right with the way you're trying to navigate your life. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's a powerful invitation. It's an invitation to shift your perspective, to embrace a more holistic understanding of how profound change actually occurs. There's a tremendous sense of relief in realizing this, isn't there? The burden of not doing enough can finally be lifted. Because once you see that the path isn't about forcing an outcome, but about cultivating a deeper alignment, a new kind of ease emerges. A new path becomes not just possible, but clear and inviting. You begin to understand that true power lies not in controlling every variable, but in learning to dance with the natural rhythms of reality, recognizing its constant communication, and responding with awareness and intention. So, with this in mind, just sit with this for a second. Think about a time recently when something coincidental happened to you. Maybe it was an unexpected encounter, a piece of information that arrived at the perfect moment, or a feeling that nudged you in a certain direction. Now, instead of dismissing it, what if you were to consider it as a deliberate message, a direct communication from a deeper intelligence? What might that message have been trying to tell you about your current situation, your path, or even your next step? Just let that land. There's no need for an immediate answer. Simply allow the possibility to unfold within your awareness. The good news is that learning to recognize and respond to these messages isn't some mystical, unattainable skill. It's a muscle that can be developed through simple, consistent daily actions. It's not about grand gestures or radical overhauls. It's about subtle shifts in your attention and your daily practices that compound over time, leading to profound results. First, cultivate presence and mindful observation. Begin each day by setting a gentle intention to notice. Instead of rushing through your tasks, try to slow down in moments. Pay attention to the unexpected, the sudden thought that pops into your head, the snippet of conversation you overhear, the small symbol that catches your eye. These aren't just random occurrences, they're the raw material of synchronicity. Practice what I call curious detachment. Observe without immediately trying to analyze or judge, just notice. Second, engage in reflective journaling, but with a specific focus on patterns. At the end of your day, instead of just listing events, actively look for connections. Did a certain theme repeat itself? Did an internal feeling correspond with an external event? Don't force the meaning, simply record the observations. Over time, you'll start to see themes emerge, revealing the recurring symbolic language the universe uses to speak to you. This isn't about deciphering a secret code. It's about recognizing familiar signatures. Third, develop a practice of asking and allowing. When you're facing a decision or seeking clarity, Frame a question not as a demand, but as an open inquiry to the universe. Then, release the need for a specific answer to appear in a specific way, and allow the guidance to come through any channel, a sudden insight, an unexpected encounter, a piece of information from an unlikely source. This shift from demanding to allowing opens up the channels for synchronous events to flow. The path is O. Now, I know that for many of you, these concepts resonate deeply, but the question remains, how do I actually weave this into my daily life consistently? How do I build a sustainable practice out of these insights? This is precisely why I created the Trail. It's not just a collection of ideas. It's a structured, practical path designed to help you integrate these powerful principles into your very foundation. The Trail helps you move beyond merely understanding these concepts intellectually and into truly embodying them. It's a continuous personal evolution process with deep exercises and daily challenges that bridge mindset, your daily routine, and ultimately, your very identity. It's the tool to help you break out of autopilot and step into conscious leadership of your life with clarity, consistency, and intentionality. If you're ready to ground these insights and commit to your own powerful transformation, you'll find the link to explore the Trail in the description below. Consider it your next intentional step on this journey. Now let's be real for a moment. As you embark on this journey of attuning yourself to synchronicity, there will absolutely be days where you feel disconnected, where the signals seem to vanish, or where you simply fall back into old patterns of overthinking and forcing. And that's not just okay, it's a completely normal part of the process. This isn't about achieving a state of perfect, uninterrupted flow. That's an unrealistic expectation that will only lead to unnecessary frustration. Instead, real progress on this path isn't measured by how perfectly you maintain alignment, but by how quickly you recognize when you've fallen out of it and how gracefully you return to it. Think of it like learning to ride a bicycle. You're going to wobble, you're going to stumble, you might even fall a few times. The goal isn't to never fall. It's to learn how to catch yourself, adjust, and get back on course with increasing ease. Setbacks and moments of doubt are not failures. They are simply feedback. They're invitations to pause, reassess your internal state, and gently realign your focus. This journey is iterative. It's about cultivating a deeper relationship with yourself and with reality. And like any relationship, it will have its ups and downs. Embrace the learning, celebrate the small moments of recognition, and always remember that every moment, even a moment of perceived failure, offers an opportunity for deeper understanding and a more refined connection. It's about persistence, not perfection. So, here's a symbolic action, a small decision you can make right now that represents the beginning of this profound shift for you. As you go about your day today, or perhaps tomorrow, choose one moment, just to actively anticipate a synchronous event. Don't force it. Don't go looking for it with desperate eyes. Simply open your awareness, be present, and then, when something unexpected happens, something that feels just right in its timing or its message, pause. Don't dismiss it as coincidence. Instead, mentally, or even out loud, acknowledge it. Say, "Thank you, I see you." This simple act of acknowledgement is incredibly powerful. It's not just about what you say, it's about the internal shift it creates. It's a subtle recalibration of your perception, a quiet declaration to the universe that you are ready to listen, ready to receive. It's an emotional and cognitive anchor, marking this moment as the turning point from passive observer to active participant in the ongoing dialogue with reality. This is your personal invitation to step into a new way of being. And as you do this, as you begin to consciously acknowledge these messages, you're not just changing your behavior, you're beginning to change your very identity. You're shifting from someone who passively observes a random world to someone who actively perceives a meaningful, responsive reality. You're becoming a conscious co-creator of your experience. This journey is not a one-time event, it's a continuous unfolding. Each synchronous moment you recognize, each intentional choice you make to align with these deeper patterns, reinforces this new identity within you. Ongoing, and the insights shared here are just the beginning. If you're ready to continue this evolution, to deepen your understanding, and to build the inner foundation for lasting transformation, then taking the next step is crucial. This is about more than just watching videos. It's about engaging actively with your own growth. And if what we've discussed today resonates deeply with you, if you feel that quiet stirring within that says, yes, this is the path I want to explore, then know that you're part of a community that values clarity, credibility, and genuinely impactful change. So, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It's not just about getting more videos. It's about joining a conversation, a collective journey, where we explore the most profound questions about life, consciousness, and what it truly means to thrive. Let's continue this conversation together.